But first on this Friday, did you see this? Donald Trump suggesting if he is reelected, that he could use the Justice Department to go after his critics.
Yeah, if they do this, they've already done it, but if they want to follow through on this, yeah, it could certainly happen in reverse. It could certainly happen in reverse. What they've done is
Now, the former president arguing the Biden administration has set a precedent, citing the indictments that he faces. He also says it's proof the government has been weaponized against him. Those comments from Trump last night, Ashley Mick, if he does win a second term, it's basically the suggestion, I'm going to do what Joe Biden has done to me, but you have to believe that Joe Biden has done that to him.
And yeah, if he does, who's going to complain? I mean, first of all, this is not
Democrats,
surprising.
Independents, I think a lot of Americans would be if he...
Well, first of all, this is not surprising that Trump would say this, number one. That's part of the story, right? But number two, if Biden has done something that's completely legitimate, what's wrong with having Trump do the exact same thing? If Biden's done something that's inappropriate, what's wrong with having Trump do the exact same thing? This is one of the reasons that Trump is doing so well in the polls, is because he's been able to take this angle as a victim and say, look, I'm a victim of the government coming out to get me. They're out to get you next. Elect me and I'll fight for you. This is part and parcel of his campaign.
To be clear, though, the implication, to be clear, the implication is that Joe Biden has unleashed these charges and indictments against him, and there's
some evidence that that's actually the case.
Absolutely, there is.
Which is?
A lot of the cases. I mean, if you look at the New York cases, now Georgia's much stronger than the New York cases, but at the end of the day, and we've talked about this all the time on the show, people think he's a victim, but also what I don't like about it is that everybody is politicizing the Department of Justice, both sides.
He's
and
also,
how do we ever take, how do we take it seriously with that? And they're the rule of the land,
right?
supposedly.
But he also has talked about going after people from the former Trump administration that have turned against him. He's talked about John Kelly. That's what I was going to say, Nick. John Kelly, Bill Barr, Ty Cobb, Mark Milley, General Mark Milley. I mean, these are the people that he's talking about going after. I just hope that we have enough checks and balances, should he get into office again, that we can hold him accountable. But we did see that fail because the Republicans didn't help hold him accountable before, and I don't know that we can trust that they would again.
So, Julia, if he gets reelected, is this the start of a revenge tour, essentially?
Look, I think this is, first of all, from a political perspective, red meat to his base right now. His base wants to hear this. Look, all of these, especially when you're on the heels of the New York testimony this week, going into next year with the multiple trials and trial start dates, this is exactly what his base wants to hear. So, in terms of whether it happens, look, he says it will. I'm sure he wants it to, but we'll see.
A big piece of this will be who he can get confirmed, if anybody, as Attorney General.
Right.
I don't think there's anybody he can get confirmed. But
no one.
No, I don't think there's anybody that Donald Trump would accept, that the Senate would accept, as we sit here today.
Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.